For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss along with Pauly Howard. We are live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Very active 3-hour program lined up today. NFL schedule takeaways and observations. Most MLB wins in May race. Pauly is super stoked today. PGA Championship update. I know that you love the leaderboard. NBA and NHL playoffs as well. How about this developing situation? And it comes on the heels of me betting this guy's player prop for tonight.
Right. We had to dig in, and we were looking at stuff, and why was he so low for threes, made threes, yeah.
So I made a bet like literally 10 minutes ago and put it up on the vsin.com picks page. Jamal Murray over 2.5 made threes at plus 140. And I have plenty of reasons why I wanted to make the bet. And then right before the show starts, I'm like, wait a second, what does this tweet say? He's now listed questionable for tonight's game.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff is off now.
Oh,
what a development. What a development here.
Illness.
Well, yeah, it's like the Porzingis thing. How long are you going to be sick? Missoula, he couldn't breathe. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty substantial, I would say.
Yeah, and then Cornette saves the season. I mean, this is between Achilles injuries and everything else going on, and now you could have the season on the line, and your second-best player might not be available, or certainly limited if he's out there.
Well, and by the way, so before this news came down again, within the last 10 to 15 minutes, whatever it was, with Jamal Murray, the point spread got down as low as 4 here at Circa. And that was the lowest, I think, anywhere, because the screen was showing 4.5s at other books. Some like FanDuel and Caesars had 5 on the game. And now I see some books up to 5.5 across the country.
Yep.
So
if he's out, then it's all about Gordon. I know they're at home, but I still don't trust Porter, who has done nothing, right? Westbrook's been terrible. So to me, it's all about Gordon, and my God, you can't put the Joker props high enough if he can't go. I also will say this. I know Chris Macero's got all these big tickets, and a lot of people in the audience do as well, to win the West with OKC. I don't have any confidence in them. I still don't think what they've done on the road, the only time we saw them really come out lately and say, this is the regular season team that was so good, and I know you disagree about this, but it was the Game 2 performance, which was an all-timer. But it's like, where's the team that's kicking ass and taking names?
Well, I thought the fourth quarter the other night was great.
Yeah, but you're down 12 at home, though. That's not the team that had the number 1 point differential and was number 1 in all these grade categories, and a team that almost won 70 games. You're 1-6 ATS last 7. You couldn't blow out. You're down 30 to Memphis.
Well, I know, by the way,
come on.
And they were laying gigantic numbers throughout the entire year, and they were incredible at covering those numbers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it was just a matter of time in the second half before they would hit you with the big run and blow you out.
Yeah, the wave was coming at some point.
Yeah, I mean, this is Williams up and down, Dort up and down. You blew game 1, I understand that, but this is it goes back to the discussion we had yesterday with Jeff Sherman. Like, what will it take for you to downgrade a team at this point in the season? Minnesota looks great. Randall's been awesome. Ant's been great. OKC isn't even close to the regular season team. That's why I think it's crazy if that series price would be $330.
So, by the way, how does this affect the total? If Murray, again, if you're just tuning in right now at this second, Jamal Murray now suddenly listed as questionable for this game tonight with an illness. That's the report that dropped right before the show started. The total was sitting at 217.5 earlier today. In fact, not even that long ago. Updated number here, I'm seeing 215 at a respected offshore book. 215.5 nationally, and basically a 216 at a couple of other spots. And so that's down a full between 1.5 and 2.5 points from, moments ago, basically.
Yep. And I'm fine with the under. Based on the grind and the 1 day off between games. I know it's short travel, but this has just been a war of attrition here, which you saw it started with the Friday night game. And then the short turnaround, and like Chet said, it was almost a back-to-back. So
I was really hoping for a Game 7 because the weekend might be a little bit light on games.
That's true. We might not have any action. Because if the Knicks, even if the Celtics win tomorrow, Game 7 is Monday. And it doesn't look good in hockey either.
So what about Joker's assist prop? You bet this yesterday, right? Under 8.5?
Yeah, too high.
So his assists, this goes back to Game 6 against the Clippers in order. 8, 8, 6, 6, 6, 3, and 5. It's 8.5 again tonight, which they've adjusted because it was higher than that earlier in the playoffs. But if Murray can't go tonight, or if he's at least compromised, you're taking, the second best offensive player on the team and a major weapon that you can count on to, score 20 points, hit some threes, whatever, and one of the main guys that he would be assisting the basketball to off the team.
Yeah, and my thinking yesterday was also it's got to be all about him. Get on my back, let's go. Because he didn't, other than Murray, he didn't have help in the last game. He has to be aggressive, and he has to dominate. And as long as Dagnaut is not going to contain him, and you got Hartenstein and Holmgren, they should be able to at least hold this guy under 40. Yeah. But he's just so damn good. And he actually had some bad moments, though, too. Again, as I said earlier in the week, I've never seen him play this poorly. But I also thought he was fatigued. But he was dynamite in Game 5, and I think if it's all about him, and he's got to be aggressive and take most of the shots as well. From the other standpoint is, what do you do with the Thunder props? Because if you go to the prop analyzer at vsin.com, you see Dort has been on a big underrun, and also Porter with assists, but they've been so bad for no assists that now they're looking at a half. Like, Dort can't have one assist tonight? One? Going on accident.
Sure he could.
Porter can't have an assist?
I don't know about him.
But they keep going. Black hole, I know. But they keep going under, that now you just have this, how low can you go? And at Will Hill, they're a half on Dort. Will he have an assist?
Okay, so again, looking at the screen and having multiple books up right now in front of me, it looks like, they have readjusted some of the other players for Denver for tonight. Westbrook is sitting at 10.5. It was 9.5 earlier today. And let me give you the rundown here. If you go back to that Clippers series, because he was on a heater, man, and his prop was as low as 8.5, and that was in Game 5 against the Clippers. He had 21. They adjusted to 10.5. The next game, he went over that, had 14. Then he had 16 to go over again. Then he had 18 in Game 1 against Oklahoma City to go over again. Then he had 19 in Game 2 against Oklahoma City. That's 5 straight overs in the playoffs. So books finally said enough's enough, and they adjusted from 11.5 points to 14.5 points. And since that game, he's had 8, 6, and 4 in order. So he's really giving them nothing as well. But I kind of want to buy low now that, it's going back up at 10.5 to bank on Westbrook, just on sheer volume alone if Murray can't go tonight.
Porter's intriguing too, though, because he was so bad. But he's had some moments at home, though. So even though he's playing hurt.
Yeah.
And again, he's got a little, he's like Kuminga. I don't care, I'm still shooting. Right?
Well, he could miss 8 in a row and it's still going to go up.
Yeah, right. He's not going to pass the ball.
Right.
So that also ties into the Westbrook props as well.
Oh, man,
maybe it's a Brown game. I don't know. Maybe he does something.
Could be.
He's got, that could happen.
The first player you mentioned, though, was the guy to really take a peek at is Aaron Gordon.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's averaging around 6-3 attempts per game anyway.
I know the guys before us, too, were talking about they like his rebounds prop over tonight as well. And that was before the Murray news, too. So
wow, this is absolutely fascinating. If, again, we'll keep you up to date of the latest news that we have. If it develops, in the next 3 hours that we're live on the air today. Again, Jamal Murray, not that long ago, right before the show started, listed as questionable suddenly for this game tonight with an illness. And boy, oh boy, I hope he can go. You have that, and now we are looking at a Game 6 tomorrow night with the Celtics taking on the Knicks. And for one game anyway, and I'd say, specifically the second half, it worked out really well for Boston.
That was backwards.
Yeah, I had that. I thought I liked the Celtics last night, but I thought first half would be where they would shine, and then they would hang on in the end. But it flipped.
Yep.
And so now this opened up quarter. 1, and now Knicks are 2.5. You agree with the move?
I don't think so. It's been a strange series. It's an all-time series. As Underdog said last night on TNT, it's 5-0 Celtics. It should be 5-0. 5 games to none.
Yeah.
He's right. But they found something here now because you can't play Porzingis, and the energy and what Cornette gave him. Now, OG won't shoot like that again.
Right.
And Bridges was bad, and Brunson had foul trouble. But they're 10-2 without Tatum. And the way White played, certainly he won't go for 34 in the Garden. But between White and Pritchard, and if those threes are going in, and what you have down low with Cornette, Brown played well. I think this is an intriguing game tomorrow, and the second most expensive ticket in Garden history. But I would say Jalen Brunson have the most points in the game. Other than that, I don't have a feel. It's been a backward series.
I was hoping. No, you're exactly right. I was hoping the game would open up pick'em, because then I really would have put a nice bet in on the Knicks. But in fact, I missed the one. The first number I saw was 1.5. I'm like, oh well, that's not the number that I wanted, so I'm not going to force a bet. I do like the Knicks to win the game. I don't think we're going to get that from the Celtics for a full game. I liked them again last night. I thought that was the spot.
Yeah.
And I don't think that carries over to the Garden.
Al played well. Holiday played well.
Right.
Finally, all these guys chipped in when they needed them. So it was backwards. You think they were going to come out and put it on them early, but you got to come right back with the Pritchard props too.
He's one guy for sure.
Oh, he's going to shoot a ton at the.
He will.
Right.
He'll take 12, 15 threes.
Right, and he was great in Game 3 too. So I think he can do it in the Garden again. Smarter bets start here, last all year long with VSiN Pro. Get the annual subscription, 14 months, just $199. Promo code PRO. 2 extra months free for under 50 cents a day. The PGA best bets, everything from golf. Mike Somich, who hit the Super. He's got the Preakness and all his horse racing plays. The betting splits that everyone loves. The dog videos and the betting trends from Mackinnon. VSiN.com/subscribe. Code PRO. Get it now. Incredible deal. Come on.
You agree with this tweet from Mark? 20, 20, 31, 13, and 25 points that the Knicks were down by in each game against the Celtics. They barely got by the Pistons, yet they're somehow favored to get to the finals.
Yeah.
And he says Pacers in 5.
Yep. No one talks about that. Even our buddy Paul Bovey, Knicks fan. They were outplayed by the Pistons.
100% they
and
were.
They should have lost that series.
Absolutely.
And the call in the corner with the 3, I mean, it changes everything. No one talks about that now. I mean, the Celtics have just gagged this series away.
It's fun.
It is awesome. That'll be rocking tomorrow.
High drama. We will get into a lot to talk about with the NFL schedule from last night with the release, some observations, tough schedules, easy schedules. We'll kick it around next here on VSiN.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
So the NFL released their schedule last night. Always a big deal. Goodell's doing a hell of a number here with the league. The primetime games obviously are very attractive to people. I think the Monday night schedule is absolutely phenomenal. I don't like that they're playing some of the same teams on Christmas and Thanksgiving, but that's a personal thing for me. I also think that affects like Circa Survivor a little bit here, which I'm not a fan of. I love the Survivor contest. I don't like the fact that all those same teams are playing on those two holidays. But some observations here. Cleveland scheduled to begin. My God. The first 4 games, they get the Bengals, at the Ravens, Packers, and at the Lions. All 4 of those teams have a win total of around 10, if not higher. The Giants, we closed the show with this yesterday. I mean, at what point, if you want to make a bet on Jackson Dart, do you say, you know what, he's going to get thrown into the mix here because the team's going to be awful anyway, and the schedule doesn't help him out at all? At Commanders, at Cowboys, Chiefs on Sunday night, Chargers. Then they play at the Saints, okay. But then it's Eagles on a Thursday, at the Broncos, at the Eagles, 49ers, at the Bears, Packers, at the Lions, and then you get to December. It's to me, that would be about like maybe an alt win total under again with the Giants this year. But also, if you want to wait, you can't attack the season like that with Jackson Dart as the guy if Dable and Shane are trying to keep their jobs, right? You got to try to get out there and probably be as conservative as possible, and that would be Russell Wilson, because Winston, I mean, he can be a complete disaster. But then you're not going to win many games anyway. And when do they plug Dart into the mix? And that's when you probably want to take a flyer on him at a much bigger number to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Rather than betting him right now.
Yep. Jacksonville. 1 primetime game. Good. Kansas City, 8 standalone games. Plus, they're going to flex them, too. So much for Kansas City fatigue. I mean, it's just overboard.
It's going to get escalated big time now.
Cowboys, 8 primetime/standalone games.
How about that? The Dallas.
They were 7-10 last year. It's the NFL. Doesn't matter what you put on. It's going to get a big number. For Washington, 8. Same thing. They have 8.
Their win total is 9.5. And so teams that will face multiple opponents coming off their bye this year, the Commanders are in that spot 4 times more than any other team.
Yeah.
I'll be doing deep dives here in the next couple of days / weeks to really get into these schedules a little bit more. Because to me, I can't personally bet a win total after the draft because there's not really like a player or many players that will impact it enough for me to say, I got to bet them now. I have to wait to see the schedule. And we finally got it last night. But then it also takes a couple of days to unpack the entire thing. And that to me would be one with the Commanders where I would, first off, I'd be looking at the under more than anything else. And I was high in them last year and I had the over and Daniels to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think it's tough to repeat that in year number 2. Hello, C.J. Stroud.
Yep. 4 Monday Night Football doubleheaders. And on 2 of the instances, the late games at 7 o'clock Pacific. One of it involves the Raiders. So they're going back with the games aren't going starting at the same time or going on head-to-head.
Right. 7
playoff rematches. I like that. The other thing about Dallas, first team to play 4 Thursday games. And the back end of the schedule, Week 12, you play Philly. Week 13, you play Kansas City. Then it's Detroit, Minnesota on Sunday Night Football. Then it's the Chargers, and then it's the Commanders on Christmas.
Yep.
That's all in a row.
So what you want to do here
luck.
is, I would honestly, and we do this every single year, you can set like a calendar reminder in your phone. I would say after their bye week or after the Raiders game in Week 11, that reminds you then to bet the Cowboys' updated win total to the under. Because that is nearly impossible. Is it more impossible than the Steelers, though? Because I want to do the same thing with Pittsburgh.
Really? I didn't think it was that bad.
Okay.
I mean, if Rodgers is going to be your quarterback, everyone was making the case last night about, this could be a rough start. I think they can get off to a good start.
Oh, no, I think the start is there for them. I'm saying, here's what I'll do.
Yeah.
So they have the easiest schedule to begin per Warren Sharp the first 6 weeks of the year. At the Jets, Seahawks, at Pats, Vikings overseas, bye week, then the Browns. But I want to set my calendar reminder again for later on in the year because this is how they close. Before the Chargers game is when I want to bet an updated win total on the Steelers to go under and maybe to miss the playoffs because they close at the Chargers, Bengals at the Bears, Bills at Ravens, Dolphins at Lions, at Browns and Ravens. Now that's a long stretch of games there, but it's kind of like last year when everybody said, oh my God, holy hell, when the Steelers hit like week number 9, forget about it, they're playing all their divisional games and they had the Eagles and the Chiefs in there, they're going to lose and they're going to miss the playoffs. They didn't. They had a good year. I don't think they're going to repeat that this year.
Did you see the 49ers? How easy is that schedule?
It's the easiest in the league by a mile.
Yeah, they don't play. No opponent off a bye. And a lot of the games, the team they're playing is also off a road game. Bad news for Miami. 3, maybe 4 cold weather games.
Yep.
You play Cleveland in late October, so who knows? That's 50-50. But you're going to have some cold weather games, and they said they were a lot of guys on the team said we were soft and elements were a problem, and they went to Lambeau last
That's right.
year. So that's not good for Miami.
No, they also have a stretch. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Could be wrong. They play 4 straight home games. That goes from October 30th to November 30th. They play the Ravens, the Bills, the Commanders at home. They have a bye. Then
that's
they play
the Madrid
Saints.
game, though.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
that's
the Madrid game.
God, I hate that when they do that on the schedule.
I'm surprised you're high on. I looked at the December schedule for Monday Night Football, and I was a little disappointed.
Well, no, for the most part, though, like a
Giants Patriots. Why is that on Monday Night Football?
Well, why did the Giants get that many primetime games again?
I know, too much.
Makes no sense.
Miami, Pittsburgh, nah.
No, that doesn't do anything.
Carolina, San Francisco, Indy, Rams, Atlanta isn't bad. But this is Monday Night Football. These are some weak matchups, I think, what they put up there in December.
I think it was more at the beginning of the year that I looked at.
All right, well, I'm a fan of the doubleheaders. I like them a lot.
Yep.
And if you want to count Week 18, which is a Saturday, there's 5 of them. But to have 4 of them on Monday night and then 2 real doubleheaders where they're not going on at the same time, I think that's a good job.
Yeah, last year I was all about betting the Detroit Lions. Now, I know that they have like the most rest advantage spots. this year in the entire league, but that doesn't really matter to me. I loved him last year, not this year.
7 outdoor games.
And, oh, by the way, this is the first. So from week 1 through week 11, here are their first 6 road games of the year. At Lambeau, at Baltimore, at Cincy, at the Chiefs, at the Commanders, at the Eagles.
Yep.
Their opponents this year are crippling, man.
It's the most difficult road SOS in the Super Bowl era. 9 road games. 7 of them made the playoffs. 7 of the 9 are playoff teams.
And no Ben Johnson and no Aaron Glenn.
Uh-huh.
Not the year to bet them, in my opinion. So I'm off them. That division's going to be awesome yet again. And, I'm with you on the 49ers. I think they're going to have, but their win total's 10.5. So, and I'm ultra high on the Rams. I bet them at 30-1 months ago to win the Super Bowl. This is Johnny Avella from DraftKings. He was on the special schedule release show last night explaining how they handle the schedule release at DK.
When the NFL releases games, which they did some games yesterday and today, and we get those games up early, and but if it's not them releasing it, then we'll wait, because we don't want to put games up that that certainly are not the correct matchups. And so we wait. And then, so what will happen, as you can see on our site, we've got probably 3, 6, 10 up or 11 up or so. And then we'll release these other games as soon as they're announced. And we'll have them all up, every single game for every single week. You'll ask questions to me like, well, how do you know who the Steelers quarterback is? Well, we're going that it's with Rodgers. That's who we think it's going to be. If it's not him, then it's probably going to be Mason Rudolph. But our line is based on it being Rodgers. How do you know who the quarterback's going to be for the Browns? Well, we don't know, but Flacco,
you don't care.
Gabriel,
just say it, Johnny. It's okay. You can say it. You don't care. Yeah, you don't care. It's okay.
Not many good options.
You can just say it. You don't care.
All right, so based on that, they opened up the Steelers 2.5 at the Jets in week 1. Do you think when...
Well, the league is anticipating it's Rodgers to put that week 1. I mean, that's a great matchup if Rodgers is on the Steelers.
I know. If I told you right now it's absolute fact that he's going to play week 1 for the Steelers, do you bet? Do you lay the 2.5?
Yes.
That number would go up, right?
Yeah. I think they're intriguing, and I think they get off to a hot start if Rodgers is the quarterback. Absolutely. I think this New England hype train has got to stop.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
They're favored in 11 games? They're favored?
Yeah.
How about week 1? You're not going to take Pete Carroll and Geno Smith against New England? Well, who'd they bring in? Cardi B's boyfriend? What'd they do in the offseason?
I lost track of which guy that is.
So that... Okay. But come on. I hate the Diggs
They're expecting
move.
Drake May just to go to the moon here
because he got
year.
Diggs and he's coming off that injury. Too much respect for New England. Mm-hmm. I think that way too much hype. Horse racing fans, get ready. VSiN at the Track live tomorrow with everything you need to know about the Preakness Stakes. Join Mike Somich, who hit the Super and the Derby, and Aaron Halterman as they break down the field, expert analysis, and share their top picks. VSiN at the Track streaming live tomorrow at 2:10 p.m. Eastern on the VSiN YouTube channel at VSiN Live. At VSiN Live. Go get them, guys.
Very nice. Up next, Major League Baseball, and we will update the most wins in May. A team within striking distance has an incredibly easy schedule for the rest of the month, and DK keeps these numbers up. I'll tell you which team and their odds coming up here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Very small baseball card today. A couple of games in the books already, one ongoing, and it's the Rays on top of Kevin Gausman and the Blue Jays by a score of 5-2. We'll update the betting numbers on that in a minute. We have the most wins in May market now that we're in the middle of May. I made a couple of bets this month, as I like to every single month that when it rolls around. I have the Tigers 16-1. And the Mariners at 33-1, but that's a dead bet, I believe. We'll update the numbers now. Twins won again today.
Shut them out.
They have 11 wins in May.
Red hot. Baltimore Orioles, 4th worst record in baseball. What a disaster.
What was their win total? High 80s?
Oh, God. Oh, it's so bad.
What a joke.
There were 2 games up on the White Sox.
Think about that for a second.
How
That's
embarrassing.
It?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes. White Sox finally lost a game.
They were the 1 seed 2 years ago.
They blew this so bad. They blew this.
Oh.
All this young talent couldn't make a move, make the playoffs, go out. You're right, 1 seed, yeah. And swept.
Swept by the Rangers,
swept.
Yep. So the Twins, now that's, by the way, those are all consecutive wins here. They lost the first 2 games this month. That's now an 11-game winning streak. They swept the Giants in there.
Incredible.
So they're the leaders in the clubhouse as we speak. Cardinals and Tigers, they each have 10. The Royals have 9. This is now entering today. Padres, Phillies, Guardians with 8 each. The Cardinals have 14 games. Now, DK, tip of the cap to them, man. They keep the numbers up the entire time, which is awesome. They pulled it down now after the Twins played earlier today.
I think Will Hill does, too.
Okay.
I believe so.
I'll look back over there, too.
Yeah.
Okay. The Cardinals were 7-1 before action today. They have 14 games left. They're at KC. So they're 2 leaders right there. 3 against Detroit. 2 more leaders again. 3 against Arizona. At Baltimore for 3 and at Texas for 2. I don't like the Cardinals. Yeah. The Twins, again, they have 14 games remaining after today. They were the short shot on the board along with the Tigers at 3-1. They close this month with 3 at Milwaukee, 3 versus Cleveland, 3 versus the Royals, 3 at Tampa, and 2 at Seattle. I don't love their schedule here. My Tigers also 3-1, 15 games left. At Toronto for 3, at Seattle, St. Louis for 3, 4 against Cleveland, 3 against San Francisco, and at KC for 2. I don't love their schedule.
Well, they're just so good, though, the way they're hitting. I mean, I don't know why they brought Skubal out for the 7th, but in any event, he blows
11 Ks already.
I know. He blows the lead. A lot of pitches. He blows the lead, and they win it for him anyway. So I think number 1 in run differential and how they're hitting.
Yep.
Dangerous team.
So here are your Royals. You tipped them off at that 40-1 range on May 1st.
But it looked what were supposed to be easy games are not now.
Kind of flipped now.
It flipped with Minnesota and St. Louis.
That's right. So they were 10-1 before today with 14 games left. 3 against the Cardinals, 3 at San Francisco, 3 at Minnesota, 3 against Cincy, and 2 versus Detroit. You're exactly right. This schedule looked a lot easier 2 weeks ago than what it is now. The Padres are 22-1. They have 8 wins. They have 14 games remaining. 3 against Seattle and Toronto and Atlanta. 3 against Miami, 2 against Pittsburgh. That's a manageable schedule, but here's a team that I'm talking about that I'll search around to see if maybe Caesar's Will Hill puts it back up in Nevada today. The Phillies have 15 games left this month. They have 8 wins. That's now 3 behind the Twins. They're let me rephrase. They were plus 650 today at DK before action started. 3 against Pittsburgh and that hideous offense. 4 at Colorado, on pace to be the worst team of all time. 3 at the A's. It won't be easy. 3 against Atlanta, 2 versus Milwaukee. But that's the team where I think 8 can turn into 15 by this time next week.
Yeah.
So I'd look at them.
Okay. Yeah. It's a great race.
Oh, it's an awesome race.
It's fun. And we have rivalry weekend now, too, which starts with the Astros and Rangers. It's a good job by Major League Baseball. This weekend's going to be fun. Mets, Yankees, Cubs, White Sox, all that jazz.
No, so we have Mets, Yankees tomorrow night, same time as
Knicks game.
Celtics.
Yeah, as the Knicks game. I know.
Oh, boy.
Like $150 is the get-in price to the Yankee game. I saw Darren Ravel tweeted. Yeah.
What's the get-in price to the Knicks game?
$730. There's $630. Second most ever. Game 3 was number 1.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this game in action right now, Rays leading the Blue Jays 5-2. They're playing in the 6th inning, and the Rays to win the game are minus 720. The total here is 10.5 in this spot. I do have a bet on the game coming up a little bit later on tonight, and it is one of those rivalry games that you said. The Astros and the Rangers, what a pitching matchup. You could argue maybe the best on paper the entire year to date. Hunter Brown goes against Jacob deGrom. Total is 7, but I looked at the first 5 shopping around. I bet under 3.5 when it was even money earlier today, and I put that up at the picks page at vsin.com. That number has since moved, but if you can still find like minus 110 and you think like nothing really is going to happen that much between those two pitchers. I mean, Hunter Brown has been absolutely elite this year. He's allowing like nothing. DeGrom allows the occasional home run, but he's been pretty shut down here as of late. So I just hope nothing happens in the first 5 and it's nothing. They get out of there. And I win that bet. Also, DeGrom's K-prop tonight is 6.5. Over is plus money. Any interest there? There's no Yordan Alvarez here in the lineup for the Astros.
That's not bad. I was looking at Simeon props, though. He's owned Hunter Brown. That's the one guy I was looking at.
Okay.
And these have been fantastic the last couple of weeks on the show. Like backing guys with these long hitting streaks or what they've done during these 6, 7, 8 game stretches and going back on history, too. So he has great numbers against him. I like he's plus money to have 2 total bases.
Okay.
I'll ride that.
And then later on tonight, we have the A's and the Dodgers. This is Beto going for the A's. His numbers are rather appalling.
Yeah, they should be all over this guy.
Yeah, it was supposed to be May, by the way. It's not May. He's been substituted here for Sauer for the Dodgers.
Well, they broke out of it last night. The offense was great. So I don't want certainly don't want under 10 in this game. No way.
No, I would only be able to look at what with those pitchers going.
Yeah, right.
And the way both teams can pretty much rake. No, I would have to go with the over if I bet anything there.
Good.
Home run props in that game. Ohtani is plus 160 to plus 175 to a home run. Now, he led off the game with a home run last night. But, Paul, below 2-1 to smack a home run? I got to pass on that.
It's like look at the hockey stuff. Like these guys for the Maple Leafs are plus 140, and they don't score.
I know.
Matthews isn't scoring, Marner, these other guys, and they're still plus 140. I mean, get out. Yeah, no way. Can't do it. Hole in one. Hole in one. Eric Cole with a hole in one. He was on 4. Was he on hole 4, I believe?
Yes, he was, yeah.
How about that?
You bet the yes?
So, no.
Oh, you're on the no?
I didn't know. I didn't do it this time.
Okay, all right.
And the plus 450 was it today? Plus 450 will happen on day
Just
1.
Today. Okay.
Cashed. As he has the hole in one. And last check, Hovland was on the move. Hovland is 3 under through 9.
Oh, I like that one. I did bet him a couple of different ways. Let me throw this at you, by the way, in hockey. With the Oilers taking care of business again last night.
How about that game?
Oh, boy.
1-0 in overtime?
Yeah. How about that series for Edmonton?
Skinner, man. Good for him.
So I
back-to-back shutouts, and he is 5-1 in closeout games with goals against under 2. And the numbers that Jonathan Davis pointed out the last time he was on, he's coming on later, by the way.
Yep.
He's games 4 through 7. He's now 12-1 with 3 shutouts, and he's held the opponent to 2 goals or fewer, I think, 10 of the games.
How awesome is that?
This is scary
26 years old. So I have to give credit where credit is due. Sam emailed the show last night, ftm@vsin.com. Actually, this morning, he goes, guys, I've been shopping around all day. I don't get this. He was gobbling up Skinner to win the Conn Smythe between 200 and 300 to 1.
Oh, boy.
I grabbed him at 300 to 1 today at Circa.
Why is he that high?
I don't know.
Then he's the guy now.
Oh, he's not going to lose the job. I mean,
yeah, because they went to the Cup last year.
Sure.
He was great in the playoffs. And now he found his game.
Look, he is the reason.
They won 6 in a row, but it wasn't because of the goaltending.
Absolutely not.
This guy's had back-to-back shutouts.
Sure. So
wow, what a price.
I'll tell you this right now. If that somehow cashes, you and the crew can name whatever restaurant you want to go to in Las Vegas.
All right.
Wine included. I don't care. We'll go dancing. We'll take a day off of work if we have to. We'll all be hungover.
Why? It's interesting. Why Davis has that so high.
Well, he wasn't the only one.
They're in the conference finals.
But a lot of other books had the same thing.
I guess maybe he has a bad. He'd have to have a couple poor performances to give him the hook now.
Yeah,
right.
I would agree with that. Right.
I mean, that's interesting.
If you had to vote on an MVP for that series, does he not win?
Well, I don't know about that. It was. That's a tough call.
Well, he'd have a mix. He'd be in the mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a 220 to 1 that cashed in that game too. We'll get to. Bet the Preakness with First Bet and get rewarded. New customers can use promo code VSIN200. Get a 20% rebate on all wages for the first 60 days, up to $200. Win or lose, you get paid back. Download the app, firstbet.com, code VSIN200. Get paid, get started today. Promo code VSIN200, firstbet.com.
Well, I did look. I mean, so the updated prices now to actually win that conference at DK. Both the Oilers are already there. Stars are not. They're both even money. So Stars going to be.
I can't believe the price. You can bet Florida tomorrow $1.50 in regulation. I mean, if Toronto's dead, that was embarrassing. You're at home. Come on.
Win some, lose some up. No kidding. Is up next. I can't wait to find out what cashed last night at 220 to 1 and an update on the PGA Championship.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
All right, let's rock and roll. NBA last night. White to have 30-plus points, 7-1. He was phenomenal for the Celtics. 6-plus made threes, plus 360. Most points, cash it, 8-1. Most assists, Jaylen Brown, 5-1. The Knicks fans are like, where was this Randall? They could have used him. I mean, Randall was so good for Minnesota and has been great in the playoffs.
It sounds dumb to say this because...
Well, he's 13 of 18.
No, I know. And the Knicks are one game away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals. By the way, yes, I'll raise my hand. I hated the trade when it happened for both teams, and now both teams can make it to the conference finals.
The T-Wolves did last year, though, too.
I got to be honest. How would the Knicks look right now with Randall and DiVincenzo on the team?
Yeah, right.
Randall's playing the best basketball of his life.
Absolutely. He was 4-1 most points. He was plus 650 most rebounds. Ant was 5-1 most assists. T-Wolves shot 63%. Can't believe they covered. Kuminga misses 2 free throws with 50 seconds left.
Well, but the landing spot, 11 and a half were out there.
That's right. Panthers have outscored the Leafs 12-2 since Toronto led 3-1 in the middle of Game 3. What happened? Boy, this flipped. You had them on the ropes. It was over. Now they're going to take you out tomorrow.
Remember Shawn Michaels, the wrestler, the Heartbreak Kid?
Okay.
There's got to be a name here for the Maple Leafs. Heartbreak something.
I know.
Heartbreak Hotel, whatever. There's something here.
You're right there. You outplay them in Game 3. You could have won the game. You blow a 2-goal lead twice. And then you come back and you're down 1. I mean, you can't even score the next game, and then that abomination.
I'll just, I'm going to
copy.
Boot
off the ice. Good.
I'm going to copy the nickname, but I'll add an S. They're the Heartbreak Kids.
I like it.
Those poor fans up there, the diehards. Oh, my God.
2002. Last time they made the conference finals. They could taste it. Ekblad first goal 40-1. Anytime 7-1. Robertson anytime goals 7-1. Panthers minus 4.5 goals 15-1.
Oh, good Lord.
Davis found that. Why not? Kapanen first and last 22-1. Anytime plus 575 to score in overtime 220-1.
You're kidding.
Sure. Well, if Marchand's 100, that's what the Ovechkin ticket was big when he did, because he'd never done it in his career. Most runs, Cardinals 22-1. Highest scoring game, Cardinals Phillies 13-1. Marlins plus 190. The Cubs couldn't hit Weathers. The best offense in baseball, 1 run at home against Miami. Pirates plus 230. Shut out the Mets. Nats plus 160. White Sox plus 180. Subscribe, be part of the team. vsin.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in on X as well. We'll put you on. This is at Sam's Town, a casino here in Vegas. Nope, that's Bill Taylor first. This is Bill Taylor who just sent this in. Yeah, piece of cake, guys. I got Delta Royale with cheese for $20,000. Just locks up. Don't have to hold anything.
Oh.
Hearts?
Yep.
What a feeling. He got Delta Royal earlier today. Good job, Bill. Keep them coming. This is at Sam's Town. Here's why I sent this in. Someone hit the Royal for $20,000. Just held the ace.
Oh,
come on now, God. Right? So we have it dealt.
What?
Have it dealt, and then just holds the ace. I got one once on the redraw at the D. Held nothing, threw it all back, and got it.
On single play?
Yeah.
What'd that pay?
$4,000. I wasn't playing $5, but that was single play.
You're not going to complain about a $4,000 hit. I mean,
I was hoping for it was super
times.
I
know you wanted multipliers. I know.
Super times. What do you think of this? The new movie coming out called Madden. There's the picture. Nicolas Cage is John Madden. Christian Bale is Al Davis.
My first reaction was, oh my God, Christian Bale looks exactly like him.
He does. And Cage put on some weight. And I think they'll be able to pull it off.
I'm in.
And Bale's a fantastic actor.
I'll go watch that.
All right. Sounds good. One, lose some. You sent this in. I can't believe it. You guys got it? The guys, what do you think this guy's doing? His truck is rocking back and forth, violently rocking back and forth. He's got like a string, and he's trying to open it. A bear got in there and locked himself in the vehicle. Come on. Out of all things, we've seen him enter cars before. The bear, and this is a big fella.
Oh, it's your big boy.
He doesn't miss a meal. He opened the door and then got locked inside the truck. The owner's freaking out, and he's trying, how am I going to open this? I don't want him to attack me. And he put like a string rope? He's got it, and he's at a distance, opens it up, and he runs like hell. Then the guy comes down, and he goes, okay, thanks a lot. And then he goes on about his day. Come on, man.
I thought I had to watch like 10 times. I'm like, now, is this AI? Am I getting duped here? Because it looks too good to be true, I guess. But I don't even know. How do you react? I'm not going to be this guy.
No way.
I'm not going to go find, hey, anybody have a piece of string so I can open up my car door so a 600-pound bear can come out of it?
Yeah. Want to know where the money's really going? Unlike other sources, our splits come straight from Circa and DraftKings, giving you insight into where the sharp action's landing. Circa takes huge bets from pro bettors all the time, kind that move lines, what you want to see, the percentage of bets, first percentage of handle on every game across every sport, helping you make smarter, more informed bets. Get the betting splits. Join the team now, little as $9.99, your first month, vsin.com/subscribe.
Let's compare those betting splits right now on the website at DraftKings to Circa for tonight's NBA playoff game. It's a monster. And at DraftKings, Denver getting 58% of the handle and 61% of the bets so far. Here at Circa, the Thunder, 71% of the handle, but the Denver Nuggets, 62% of the bets. That tells you here at Circa that the sharper money, the bigger bets are coming in on the Thunder here on game day.
Yeah, I bet Denver. OKC's got to prove it to me. And I know the series should be over, but I've been very disappointed other than their historic performance in Game 2 about their offense. And I don't know what I'm going to get from the supporting cast in a road game.
You know what? The more I think about it, should the series be over?
Absolutely. They blew Game 1 and they blew Game 3.
I thought Denver blew Game 4, or Game 5 the other night.
Yeah, but I sweep you, though. It's over. I sweep you. They did. But I won Game 2 and I won Game 4. So, I'm up 9 with 2:40 at home.
The Thunder absolutely should have won Game 1.
Yes. But I would, we can agree to disagree. I think with 40 seconds left, up 3 with the ball, I have to win that game. And I have the MVP who's off. Williams can't miss. He doesn't get the ball? 2 bad shots by SGA? No, got to win that game.
I would say that also Game 2 probably doesn't go down like it did if Game 1 didn't happen at the very end.
Fair enough.
If Oklahoma City comes out of there with a win, they're probably not going to have 87 points at halftime. And I bet when we were talking about this earlier during one of the breaks, I did find Russell Westbrook over 9.5 points at even money, and I took a little bit of him at 125 to 1, Pauly. Maybe I'll be in win-lose tomorrow for most points in the game tonight. I only did, that's very small bet, pizza money. Have some fun with it tonight. But the over 9.5 at even money, with the report that came down right before we popped on the air 52 minutes ago, that Jamal Murray is questionable for the game tonight with an illness. That tells me that Westbrook, if he can't go, his points prop is probably going to go up to like 14.5 in the game. And he'll play 35 minutes in this game tonight. Hell, he might anyway.
So you asked about, are we going to get any action this weekend? Are these series going to end in hockey? Winnipeg's at home at least, and I don't see the Capitals beating the Hurricanes. Shots on goal, 137 to 77. Shot attempts, 329 to 187. Capitals shots so far, 14, 21, 21, 21. Anderson saves prop has gone under every game, right back on it today. Washington has 3 goals in the series, 5-on-5. I think Carolina takes them out. And this series is over. And
who would you like in Carolina and Florida? Early thoughts on that?
Boy, that's tough.
Hell of a series, huh?
And Anderson's playing great. That's a tough call.
I had to look at the under in those games.
What do you think of Hellebuck tonight? You called the shutout.
I like him to bounce back tonight.
Yeah?
I would not be betting the shutout here, but...
Right. But I'm rooting for him. Also, you want the opportunity to bet against them one more time on Saturday when they go back for Game 6. But
I'll throw this at you.
Gosh, I'm also rooting for Winnipeg to do the impossible because imagine what Edmonton would do to Hellebuck.
That's exactly. You just stole the words out of my mouth. No, that's perfect.
All right.
Because you read my mind. So if that happens, if the Jets would somehow come back and shock the world here and win the series, can you imagine the betting opportunities against that guy in the next round?
Oh, they'd light him up. Light him up.
It would not go well.
But it's also, the difference between regular season and playoff hockey. Washington 1 seed, Winnipeg 1 seed, down 3-1.
Oh.
And at home, and it's...
Golden Knights, 110 points.
That's right. Haven't been competitive. No offense. How about that?
None to speak of. I was so impressed by Edmonton in that series. Golly, that team was embarrassed the first 2 games against the Kings.
Oh, they were a high school team.
They were
sloppy turnovers, couldn't stay out of the box. Yeah, all of it.
And since then, do we know what the Oilers were, by the way?
The good point. Highest price?
To win the West and to win the Cup when they were just trampled in those first 2 games against the Kings.
Yeah, because number one, the goalie change hadn't happened yet. You didn't think it would be maybe a kick in the ass. Good question. For 30, was 40 available? Maybe 50 higher?
You can tweet the show at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Pauly Howard if you have those numbers. Up next, best bets in soccer. Steve Wiss joins the program coming up.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.